Energy Department to welcome Honorable Deputy Chief Minister. So with the permission of the Chair, sir, Honorable Deputy Chief Minister Sri Kanak Vardhan Singh Dev, sir, respected Principal Secretary Energy Department, Shri Vishal Kumar Dev, Mr. P. N. Noel, Dr. Satyapriya Ratha, esteemed members from media, colleagues and dear friends. Good afternoon and a very warm welcome to all of you. It's a pleasure and privilege for me to set in the motion of the curtain raiser for the Global Energy Leaders Summit, GELS, Puri 2025. Curtain raisers, as you know, are special moments and they don't attempt to unveil the full story of the event. They simply open the doors and to draw attention of everyone for a shared vision. This is exactly what we hope to do today, in this event, this morning. Over the next 2 days, Odisha will host a unique gathering of leaders and experts who are shaping the direction of India's energy future. And today marks the beginning of that journey. During the course of this meeting, you'll learn more about the participation of the dignitaries that truly make the event nothing less than a very, very special one. What we begin here is not just a summit, but a step for a longer dialogue that will continue beyond these 3 days of event. A conversation about cooperation, innovation, and shared progress. A conversation that will involve and require the support of each of you who are present in this room. I will conclude with the importance of partnering with media for hosting of such an event. I once again welcome all of you to a very interesting section. Thank you for joining us. We all look forward to an inspiring set of remarks from our distinguished speakers today, the Honorable Deputy Chief Minister, sir, and Principal Secretary E&IT, and Mr. P. N. Noel. Thank you so very much. I expect these guiding words of the speakers today will give an insight into what we are going to do in the next 2 days, and that will set the whole tone for the next 2 days. Thank you so very much, sir.
Energy of the sky, might of fire, the force of water, weight of the land, and vigor of air, the power of 5 brought alive through sufficiency, balance, and innovation.
I hope you all enjoyed watching that short AV. It is now my great honor to invite Shri Vishal Kumar Dev, Principal Secretary, Energy Department, Government of Odisha, to present an introduction to GELS and to share with us the vision and purpose of the entire summit.
Thank you. Honorable Deputy Chief Minister, Shri Kanak Vardhan Singh Dev ji, Mr. P. N. Noel, Senior Advisor from the Energy Practice of Tony Blair Institute for Global Change in London, my colleagues from the Department of Energy, our state PSUs, DISCOMs, friends from the media, a very good morning to all of you. ମୁଁ ଆପଣମାନଙ୍କୁ संक्षेप रे जणाइबा को चेष्टा करिबी ए इवेंट विषय रे आ यार फिलॉसफी कोन ऑब्जेक्टिव कोन आमे या माध्यम रे अचीव करिबा को चाहू छु ओडिशा इफ यू लुक एट इट टुडे it's been a story of quiet determination and extraordinary transformation आमे जदी देखिबा विगत दिन रे आमे 20-25 वर्ष पछकु जदी जिबा ओडिशा रे गोटे इमेज थिला कि हमरो इकोनॉमी इमेज नहीं इकोनॉमी भी वीक थिला very low per capita income आमरो फिस्कल अवस्था बहुत खराब थिला we were infrastructure deficient आमरो education health सेक्टर बहुत आमे पछकु थिलु डिजास्टर प्रोन स्टेट power sector was characterized by very high losses weak network etc in general poor infrastructure किंतु आजी जदि आमे देखिबा ओडिसा रा ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन हेई पारिछि आमे फिस्कल prudence रे we are one of the strongest आपण माने जानि छंती हमरो debt to GSDP ratio is one of the lowest in the country at 13.56 आमे revenue surplus अछु आमे करंट फाइनेंशियल ईयर 25-26 आमे आरंभ करथिलु 31,800 कोटी टंकार रेवेन्यू सरप्लस नहीं करी और से रेवेन्यू सरप्लस आमे इन्वेस्ट करूछु इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर रे कैपिटल एक्सपेंडिचर रे सो आर केपेक्स टू जीएसडीपी रेशियो इज आल्सो वन ऑफ द हाईएस्ट इन द कंट्री एट 6.11%. डिजास्टर मैनेजमेंट में रे आमे वर्तमान ग्लोबली अक्लेम्ड अछु. पावर सेक्टर भी जदि आमे देखिबा टुडे वी आर कैरेक्टराइज्ड विद being a power surplus state. हमरो tariff जदि देखिबा power it's the lowest in the country and almost 100% household electrification. जोटा जदि 2000 रे हमें देखिबा it was about 18%. आउ प्रथम स्टेट आमे थिलु जो तेरे पावर सेक्टर रिफॉर्म्स आरंभ आमे करथिलु. फ्यूचर रे there is the government has a lot of priority on rural empowerment, people centric governance, prosperity for all. These are the areas that we are working on. आमे सोशल हेल्थ इंडस्ट्रियल सबू क्षेत्र में बहुत प्रगति करिछु. आउ लास्ट 1.5 वर्ष रे तो जदि आपण देखुथिबे हमरो इन्वेस्टमेंट रेट इम्प्लीमेंटेशन रेट एटसेट्रा बहुत बढ़ी जाइछि. नेक्स्ट आमे समृद्ध ओडिशा 2036 रो जो टारगेट अच्छी समृद्ध ओडिशा 2036 फॉर विकसित भारत 2047 आपण माने सुनी थिबे हमरो 2036 रो टारगेट अच्छी. करंटली हमर $113 बिलियन इकोनॉमी अच्छी जीएसडीपी ताकू आमे 500 बिलियन को नहीं कि जीवा को चाहूँ छु. 2047 सुधा 1.5 ट्रिलियन या यही समय भीतर आमे हमरो टारगेट अच्छी कोटी ऊपर ऊपरे आमे जॉब्स क्रिएट करिवु. And we want to be among the top 5 states in the country for energy exports. So ये जो पूरा vision अच्छी यहाँ पछरे आमरो energy sector is going to be very critical and crucial because आमरो economic growth रा foundation जो हबो that will come from energy sector. और माननीय प्रधानमंत्री करो भी जो vision अच्छी से कोई छंती to strengthen India's energy sector, the government is empowering public. India's energy future has 4 pillars: energy access, energy efficiency, energy sustainability and energy security. यही सब माननीय प्रधानमंत्री को विजन को नहीं करी आमे गोटे प्लेटफॉर्म तैयारी करू छु जोटा यही विजन को it will be able to fructify the vision that we have through bringing in all the states, experts, policy makers and the industry on one common platform जहाँ द्वारा आमे हमरो एम्बिशन को शेयर करि पारिबा, कोलैबोरेट करि पारिबा एंड वी विल बी एबल टू वर्क एज पर अ प्लान. सो ए प्लेटफॉर्म रो हमरो चारिटा कंपोनेंट अच्छी. वन इज द लीडर टू लीडर एक्सचेंज जोते आमे कहू छु कि स्टेट एनर्जी मिनिस्टर्स एंड यूनियन एनर्जी मिनिस्टर्स बोथ पावर एंड न्यू एंड रिन्यूएबल एनर्जी से माने ए प्लेटफॉर्म को यूज करी कि जो सक्सेस अच्छी अक्रॉस द स्टेट्स ताकू शेयर करि पारिबे एंड वी विल बी एबल टू कम आउट विथ स्केलेबल सॉल्यूशंस. सेकेंड है आमरो ग्लोबल इनसाइट्स फॉर लोकल एक्शन. ग्लोबली जहाँ भी आमरो बेस्ट प्रैक्टिसेस होउछि टेक्निकल ई बेस्ट प्रैक्टिसेस से विषय रे जानिबा इनोवेटर्स मानो को सांगरे कथा हेबा एवं आमरो जो मैक्रो ट्रेंड चली छी ग्लोबली ताकू विभिन्न स्टेट रे पॉलिसी सांगरे आमे अलाइन करि पारिबा. वी आर टॉकिंग ऑफ एक्शन ओरिएंटेड आउटकम्स विच बेसिकली मीन्स दैट जहाँ भी आमे कन्वर्सेशंस करू छु, डायलॉग करू छु, डिस्कशंस करू छु, वी शुड बी एबल टू ट्रांसलेट देम इनटू क्लियर रोड मैप्स, practical toolkits and measurable progress for every state. And finally, a platform which will provide us a platform for cooperative leadership, which basically means operationalizing cooperative federalism that we talk of in our country. यही जो जेल्स ग्लोबल एनर्जी लीडर्स समिट आमे ऑर्गेनाइज करू छु यार ओरिजिनल माने ओरिजिन है थिला जुलाई रे माननीय डेप्यूटी चीफ मिनिस्टर सर टोनी ब्लेयर जो फॉर्मर प्राइम मिनिस्टर अछंती यूके रो तांको सांगरे मीटिंग करथिले और सही समय रे एई फोरम रा आइडिया जनरेट हैला. आपण माने कॉप विषय रे तो सुनी थिबे आमर प्रत्येक वर्ष कॉप हो स्विट्जरलैंड रे सो द आइडिया वाज टू क्रिएट अ कॉप लाइक प्लेटफॉर्म एनर्जी सेक्टर पाई इंडिया पाई गोटे प्लेटफॉर्म आम क्रिएट करवा जो सबू स्टेट्स पार्टिसिपेट करेंगे अलॉन्ग विद द सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट एंड डिसाइड कि आम एनर्जी सेक्टर पाई कौन करार अच्छी कौन आम टार्गेट रहा कथा सो ओडिशा यही क्षेत्र में लीड नहीं वी आर द फर्स्ट स्टेट और आम आशा करूँ कि ये ग्लोबल एनर्जी लीडर समिट जो अच्छी एटा रोटेट करिवो अमंग द वेरियस स्टेट्स प्रत्येक वर्ष लाइक कॉप डज सो we are happy that we have been able to take the lead in this. We have become the first state to come out with this. And as I said, the idea is to, through this platform, create a community of practice, which is the first step in building a vibrant community, bringing together ministers, policymakers, innovators, and, technical people. A summit amaro mukhyata tinita थीम अच्छी प्रथम है सफिशिएंसी विच बेसिकली मीन्स आमर रैपिड इंडस्ट्रियलाइजेशन और अर्बनाइजेशन जो डिमांड आमर बढ़ी बढ़ी की जाऊँगी ताकू आम केमिति मीट करी पारिबा सो रिसोर्स एडिक्वेसी कथा आपण माने शुणी थे सफिशिएंसी इज प्राइमरली अबाउट रिसोर्स एडिक्वेसी सेकेंड इज बैलेंसिंग इकोलॉजी एंड इकोनॉमी विच इज अ ह्यूज चैलेंज पर्टिकुलरली फॉर अ स्टेट लाइक ओडिशा बिकॉज आमर कोल रिजर्व्स बहुत आमर मिनरल रिजर्व्स बहुत so say sabu how to utilize that without compromising on the ecological imperatives. This is the second theme. And the third theme is innovation, through which we are saying how do we adopt newer technologies and newer toolkits etc for overcoming the structural limits that the sector has, limits of infrastructure, resources and talent. जदि आम दी दिनिया समिटर एजेंडा देखा यहाँ मुख्यतः आमर पांचटा सेशन अच्छी गोटे है पैनल डिस्कशंस जो आम एनर्जी लीडर्स और सीनियर एक्सपर्ट्स मानक जो डाकी छू देर आर मेनी इंटरनेशनल एक्सपर्ट्स हु आर कमिंग फ्रॉम UK एंड अदर कंट्रीज से माने ये तीनटा थीम उपरे विचार रखिबे समस्त के सामने. सेकंड अच्छी एक्सपर्ट्स जो अगेन ग्लोबल एनर्जी एक्सपर्ट्स जो माने कटिंग एज टेक्नोलॉजीज उपरे काम कर इनोवेशन सेक्टर भी करुँच से गुड़ा शेयर करेंगे. थर्ड प्रकार जो आमर सेशन अच्छी सेटा अच्छी एम्पावर सेशन जो आमर रिसर्च और जो इंडस्ट्री लीडर्स अच्छा रिसर्चर्स एंड इंडस्ट्री लीडर्स से माने प्रेजेंटेशंस करेंगे ऑन फ्रंटियर इश्यूज इन क्लाइमेट, कार्बन मार्केट्स एंड डिजिटल एंड AI सॉल्यूशंस. वर्तमान आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस इज कमिंग अप इन अ बिग वे अक्रॉस ऑल दी सेक्टर. सो एनर्जी सेक्टर रे भी आमे देखिबू AI द्वारा को आमे इम्प्रूवमेंट्स आनी पारिबा. तापर गोटे पब्लिक प्राइवेट डायलॉग अच्छी जो मिनिस्टर्स और इंडस्ट्री लीडर्स मानक भीतरे डिस्कशंस एंड कन्वर्सेशंस विल हैपन. तार ऑब्जेक्टिव रहिबो कि आमे केमिति आमर जो पॉलिसी प्रायोरिटी अच्छी ताकू अलाइन करिबू विद द मार्केट रियलिटीज बिकॉज मार्केट रियलिटी गोटे अच्छी जदि आमर प्रायोरिटी ताकू एड्रेस करिबो नाही पॉलिसी प्रायोरिटी देन देयर विल बी अ ह्यूज गैप. सो द आइडिया इज दैट. एंड फाइनली वी हैव दिस फिश बोल कन्वर्सेशन through a session called Power Huddle, where ministers and experts on power sector reform will discuss power sector reforms and the challenges of transition. Odisha क्षेत्र रे आमे जो अनबंडलिंग करी थिलु डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन ट्रांसमिशन और जनरेशन रा सेटा वर्तमान पूरा देश पाई गोटे मॉडल हे जाई छी और आमरो डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन सेक्टर प्राइवेटाइजेशन मॉडल को नहीं करी यूपी एंड अन्य बहुत स्टेट्स तांकर टीम पठाई छंती आमरो मॉडल को स्टडी करिया पाई एंड केमति ताकू आमे यूटिलाइज करी पारिबा माने से माने तांकर स्टेट से यूटिलाइज करी पारिबे. एंड ऑफ कोर्स देयर इज एन इनॉग्रल एंड वैलिडिक्टरी सेशन. ए इवेंट र आमे गोटे यूनिक और ओडिशा रे फर्स्ट टाइम आमे करूछु नेट जीरो समिट. इतरे आमे जो इवेंट इज डिजाइंड टू बी अ लो कार्बन इवेंट. वी आर मिनिमाइजिंग आवर मटीरियल यूज और जहाँ भी मटीरियल आमे यूज करूछु दैट इज रिसाइक्लेबल and we are doing eco-conscious procurement. So in terms of even organization, our stage setting की जो material हमें use करिबू, it will be the first of its kind, non-net zero summit in Odisha. हमें जहाँ भी carbon emission करूछु तार end-to-end accounting करूछु ए event पाई और जहाँ carbon हमारो रही जीवो ताकू हमें जो भी offset residual impact अच्छी ताकू भी calculate करी we are taking up some initiatives like a plantation drive. So from that point of view, it is a very unique summit and the first of its kind in Odisha. Participation, जदि आमे देखिबा गवर्नमेंट सेक्टर रु हमरो यूनियन न्यू एंड रिन्यूएबल एनर्जी मिनिस्टर श्री प्रहलाद जोशी सर से आसिबे, मिनिस्टर ऑफ स्टेट पावर एज वेल एज NNRE श्री श्रीपद नायक से आसिबे, माननीय मुख्यमंत्री रहिबे। आमे दीजन मुख्यमंत्री छत्तीसगढ़ और मुख्यमंत्री हिमाचल तांकर कन्फर्मेशन पाइछु, किंतु तांको ट्रैवल प्रोग्राम वर्तमान सुधा भी आसी नहीं। माननीय उपमुख्यमंत्री तो सर तो रहिबे से चेयर करिबे हमरो प्रोग्राम। उपमुख्यमंत्री श्री प्रभाती परिडा महोदया भी रहिबे। ता छड़ा आमे किछि स्टेट्स र एनर्जी मिनिस्टर्स को पाउछु, दिल्ली र मिजोराम र राजस्थान र किछि एक्सपर्ट्स अछंती, सेक्रेटरीज, यूनियन सेक्रेटरी पावर श्री पंकज अग्रवाल, यूनियन सेक्रेटरी मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ न्यू एंड रिन्यूएबल एनर्जी श्री संतोष सारंगी, विभिन्न राज्य एनर्जी सेक्रेटरी और सीनियर ऑफिसर्स माने भी आसुछंती। इंटरनेशनल एक्सपर्ट्स यदि आपनो देखिबे, हमरो ब्रिटिश डेप्यूटी हाई कमिश्नर आसुछंती। वी हैव लीना बैकर हु इज द फॉर्मर एनफोर्समेंट डायरेक्टर गवर्नमेंट ऑफ स्वीडन। Pierre Noel is sitting here before you. We are getting William Morrison, who is the chairman of Matrix LED. We have Gauri Singh, who is the deputy director general of the International Renewable Energy Agency. Dominic Malloy from TBI. We have Professor Madhavi Srinivasan from Nanyang Technological University. Professor Raghu Murtugade from the University of Maryland. Dr. Rahul Tongia, who is from the Carnegie Mellon University. We have a large number of people from think tanks and research. आमरो ए इवेंट पाई मु कहि देबा को चाहे पार्टनर अछंती टोनी ब्लेयर इंस्टीट्यूट फॉर ग्लोबल चेंज एंड IIT कानपुर। IIT कानपुर फैकल्टी रहिबे, नीति आयोग रे CEO अटेंड करिबे। देयर आर सेवरल अदर एक्सपर्ट्स हु नेम यू कैन सी, एंड देन वी हैव अ लार्ज नंबर ऑफ पीपल फ्रॉम द इंडस्ट्री आल्सो, सम वेरी सीनियर एंड वेरी रेस्पेक्टेड पीपल फ्रॉम द इंडस्ट्री। पार्टिसिपेटिंग ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस मानकर नाम अच्छी आमे आपको प्रेजेंटेशन गोटे कॉपी दे देबू। So we hope that this event Odisha Jyotire lead nahi chi will be able to successfully execute it, host it, and we will pass on the baton to another state which will host it next year, and then it is a cycle. So it's a matter of pride for us that we have started this very positive and unique initiative of Global Energy Leaders Summit, a COP-like summit for India. Thank you so very much.
Thank you, sir, for that insightful introduction. We now move to reflections from global energy transitions, and it is my pleasure to invite Mr. Pierre Noel, Senior Energy Advisor to the Tony Blair Institute for Global Change, UK, to share his remarks and drawing from the global experiences. Mr. Noel.
Thank you very much. It's an immense pleasure and honor to be back to India on that occasion. It's my first time in this great state, and therefore thank you very much for welcoming me. Good afternoon. I would like to extend my warm greetings to the Honorable Deputy Chief Minister Shri Kanak Wardam Singh Deo, and to you, sir, Shri Vishal Kumar Dev, and members of the media. It's a privilege to be here in Odisha, a state that blends heritage, resilience, and reform. And we are truly excited at TBI, as you are, for the summit commencing tomorrow. At the Tony Blair Institute for Global Change, we work with governments across continents, from Africa, Asia, Latin America, and Europe, to help leaders design and deliver ambitious reforms for their people. Our purpose is to bring global evidence, strategic insights, practical delivery models that translate vision into real measurable change. India's journey in clean energy is one of the most inspiring in the world. As some of you, most of you know, nearly half of electricity generation capacity today in India is from non-fossil sources. Renewable investments has been scaling very rapidly, perhaps more rapidly than almost anywhere else in the world, at least at that scale. The grid infrastructure of India is being strengthened nationwide to accommodate all the renewable energy that is coming online. And India's commitment to its NDC in the international COP process, combined with its ambition for net zero by 2070, is setting a powerful global example. In that national picture, Odisha stands out as a pioneer in the country. It was the first state in India to reform its power sector and one of the earliest to develop a climate change action plan, and is now emerging as a leader in institutional innovation. And here is the moment to follow up on you, sir, about giving a few words about this community of practice idea, which I think is really promising. So the community of practice is a structured space where policymakers work as peers, sharing solutions, testing ideas, and jointly overcoming challenges. Globally, in many different settings, we have seen this as a transformational tool from Latin America to Africa in various policy domains. So bringing this model to India, we think, will help turn into a reality Prime Minister Narendra Modi's vision of a cooperative and competitive federalism. The outcomes, therefore, the outcomes of GELS, PURI 2025, and the community of practice that follows, will help India strengthen the institutional backbone, build more predictable regulatory pathways, and establish a more inclusive energy system. We at the Tony Blair Institute are proud to support Odisha and India in this journey. We remain committed to bringing global learnings, international partnerships, and a world-class delivery capability as India charts its course towards 2047 and net zero 2070. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Noel, and once again, welcome to Odisha. It is now my great privilege to invite Shri Kanakvardhan Singh Deo, Honorable Deputy Chief Minister of Odisha and Minister for Energy, Agriculture and Farmers Empowerment, to address the gathering, please.
Jai Jagannath, Principal Secretary Energy and IT, Government of Orissa, Shri Vishal Kumar Dev, MD Gridco, Dr. Satyapriya Rath, FA cum Secretary Dr. D.D. Tripathi, Mr. Pierre Noel from Tony Blair Institute, Senior Advisor, Energy and Climate, distinguished guests, friends from the electronic and print media, and the MDs of the 4 DISCOMs. First and foremost, I would like to welcome all of you to the curtain raiser of the India First Global Energy Leaders Summit, which is going to be starting tomorrow. Many of you must be wondering why Puri? Why Puri and why Konarak? Puri and Konarak are powerful symbols of India's energy heritage and future potential. Konarak Sun Temple, a testament to India's ancient understanding of solar energy, built with precision and natural alignment with the sun long before modern solar technology existed. Geographical advantage. This region offers the confluence of multiple clean energy sources, abundant solar radiation, strong tidal forces, coastal wind corridors, and deposit of critical minerals and rare earth elements. Puri's Rath Yatra symbolism, millions pull Lord Jagannath's chariot forward through collective efforts and shared purpose. No fossil fuels, just unity and common resolve. This is the spirit we need for the India energy transition. There could be no better place than this Arkha Khetra and Shankha Khetra to launch India's collaborative journey towards clean energy and independence. Orissa energy leadership was one of the earliest states in India to undertake comprehensive energy reforms, and over decades, we have consistently led power sector transformation. Today, Orissa steps forward as the convener of India's energy transition built on this strong legacy with clear commitments. Honorable Prime Minister has set the bold target of net zero India by 2070. By 2030, we will achieve a decisive shift to renewable energy across industry and agriculture. By 2036, Orissa's centenary, we aim to become India's leading clean energy manufacturer and green hydrogen hub. By 2047, India's centenary would anchor a net zero industrial ecosystem founded on green minerals, circularity and innovation. By 2070, Odisha will be a key contributor to India's national net zero achievements, having served as a pathfinder for other states. These are not aspirations, but commitments, backed by concrete policy, partnership, and implementation pathways. What is GELS, Global Energy Leaders Summit 2025, is designed to catalyze a unified national pathway where states lead with ambition, collaboration, and accountability. Think of GELS as India's own energy corp, built in India for India and led by India's states. It brings together government, the center industry leaders, research think tanks, and global partners on one platform to forge meaningful collaborations. The future of energy cannot be built in silos. We welcome the world's best technologies, capital, and expertise to co-create solutions with us. We are grateful for the participation of Union Minister, Chief Ministers, State Energy Ministers, State Secretaries, and global industry leaders. We are partnering with Tony Blair Institute for Global Change, which has successfully pioneered a similar energy leaders initiative across the African continent, and with IIT Kanpur. Friends, from the shores of Konarak and the sacred grounds of Puri, a new India energy revolution will rise. Together, states, industries, and global partners, we will build a clean, secure, and prosperous energy future for India and the world. I once again would like to thank all the friends of the electronic and print media who are present here today and to join us in taking this initiative which Orissa has taken up of being the first state to be holding the GELS along with Tony Blair Institute, and this was conceived as was shown in the video way back in July when I had the good fortune of meeting Mr. Tony Blair at New Delhi. Thank you all once again. I would like to also mention here that the Minister for Commerce and for Consumer Affairs, Food and Public Distribution, New and Renewable Energy, Shri Prahlad Joshi ji, would be arriving in Bhubaneswar tomorrow at 5:30 and would be going to Puri, halting the night there and then participating in the inaugural session day after along with the Honorable Chief Minister and myself. Thank you all once again.
Thank you, sir. We now open the Q&A session. Please let me know if you have a question and we'll pass the mic around.
ସବୁ ସରକାରୀ କାର୍ଯ୍ୟାଳୟରେ ସୌର ଶକ୍ତିରେ ଆମେ ବିଜୁଳି ଜଳେଇବାକୁ ସକ୍ଷମ ହେବା କେବେ ସୁଦ୍ଧା?
Dekhanto, we have set ourselves a target of undertaking 3 lakh households under the Pradhan Mantri Surya Ghar Yojana, and by end of March this year, we should be able to achieve almost 1.5 lakh households. 3 lakh households would be covered by 2027. So we are in line with what targets have been given to us by the Government of India as of now. Any other questions?
Hello. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
Akshay Sahu here, State Correspondent, Asian Age and Deccan Chronicle. As you mentioned that Puri and Konark is the confluence of different energy sources like tidal, we have tidal wave, we have wind energy and all that. As my friend asked that Odisha government as well as Government of India, they're focusing more on solar energy sources. So do you have any plan to exploit the wind energy as well as the tidal energy in Odisha? Because we have got a long coastline of 480 kilometers and we have very often seashore. So do you have any kind of that plan that you'll be exploring at this summit?
We are going to be exploring not only just tidal energy, as you mentioned rightly, that we have a long coastline. We are also exploring wind energy. And I also mentioned that because the rich rare earth minerals which are available on the entire coastline of Orissa, you know that Indian rare earth is situated at Gopalpur. Similarly, the rare earth minerals, through that we have a lot of ilmenite, lignite, thorium, and what do you call it? Rare earth minerals, which can also generate power for us. And apart from the coal, we already have coal deposits, which the Honorable Prime Minister has been talking about, that coal-bearing states should go for more thermal power. So, with all that, Orissa is going to be one of the leaders as far as the energy sector is concerned. We are already surplus in our power. We are the leader. Tata Power is now being asked to replicate what they have done in Orissa, in Uttar Pradesh and other states. They have been invited, and I'm sure after the manthan that takes place over the next 2 days in Puri, a lot of other solutions would come out from the discussions there.
Can I ask one more question? Yeah. My question is to Mr. Pierre Noël. While exploring the renewable energy sources, we cannot overlook the coal reserve that we have in Odisha. But using coal has always been a matter of debate. So, do you have any plan that we can use this coal resource without polluting our environment? Have we developed any kind of, or have we gone for any innovation so that we can use coal without polluting, without causing much harm to the environment?
It's a question that is relevant to several key countries in the world where renewables are growing fast, but there's a very significant legacy of reliable electricity generation with coal and local, in many cases, local coal production. So the first thing to say is that under no realistic scenario is coal going to shrink rapidly. It's been growing, perhaps less fast than it would have done without renewables, but it's still been growing, and it will plateau, and perhaps it will go into a decline trajectory, but not a fast one. The second thing to say is that an electricity system with a lot of renewables is an electricity system that needs, apart from renewables, very flexible thermal generation sources. And therefore, coal plants in India and everywhere in the world are being made more flexible. There are regulations in India, which are more than 5 years old now, that mandate a growing degree of flexibility on coal plants so that they can coexist better with a renewable heavy system. So that's the second thing. And the third element I want to mention is the large amount of research and development that is going on in the world about carbon capture and storage, which if eventually can be deployed at commercially acceptable costs, will allow coal to continue to play a significant role in a low-carbon future. So these are the three elements I wanted to answer to your very good question.
Are there any other questions?
Hello.
Generally, a summit concludes with a declaration. And since this novel is the first time that we are going ahead with this kind of a lead, so there would be, I think, perhaps a declaration, a Puri declaration for the next, when you pass on the baton to the next state, you go with this declaration there. Will there be a such?
Yes, Ravi, there is going to be a Puri declaration after the summit deliberations take place, and whatever is the outcome of the deliberations would find place in the declaration.
These sessions, some of them are closed-door sessions and all. So to keep track of what is going on, the media would certainly like to have some kind of either a briefing or a note on what each session has come up with.
Yeah, we will be giving you that briefing. Somebody from the department would provide that briefing to you and the notes.
And the last thing would be, I would like to know a little about what community practices in in African states and Latin American states that have been already done, and perhaps is one of the points that I'm going to figure in the sessions.
Vivek, would you like to answer that?
Sure.
So Vivek Agarwal is the country head of India for Tony Blair Institute for Global Change. He'll answer that.
Thank you so much, sir, for your question. So I'll just take one example of a community of practice of education ministers that has been created in Latin America. So a lot of the Latin American countries have gotten together where education ministers meet almost every 6 months to exchange lessons on what is working, to also discuss potential pitfalls that they are noticing in their different policy engagements across different countries. These meetings also tend to happen in neutral locations. As you can imagine, there's a lot of contest about where such a meeting should happen. So they've happened in Washington, D.C., they've happened in London, they've also happened in Spain. So for the last 4 years, such a community of practice has been championed with Latin American ministers. There are a few other examples. The Institute, Tony Blair Institute, has also been involved in creating in Africa and other places. There are other organizations which have done so in Europe as well. However, this is one of the first experiments with communities of practice at a leadership level, at a ministerial level, with all credit to the Deputy Chief Minister for his vision that is being practiced, or which is being championed in Southern Asia.
Sir, this is Kailash Mangaraj from Sakal newspaper. My question is in green energy transition. Odisha faces infrastructure and cost hurdles. In a recent ASOCHAM report says this. In green energy transition, Odisha faces infrastructure and cost hurdle.
I don't think Orissa faces any hurdle in green energy transformation. We are just heading towards that, and when you head towards something new, there is going to be challenges. You will have to counter those challenges and move ahead, because something which has not been tried, how can you start looking at it negatively from the very beginning? You have to go with a positive attitude. The vision of the Honorable Prime Minister, who is trying to go towards zero carbon footprint. Now, for zero carbon footprint, you have to, unless you start experimenting and doing something, you will not be able to move ahead. So let us look at it positively and move positively with an open mind and not a closed mind from the very beginning. Thank you. Thank you.
We'll request all friends from the media to kindly join us for lunch downstairs. We have a vote of thanks by MD Gridco. Kindly bear with us for a minute.
I request everyone to kindly be seated. We'll just need 5 more minutes. Everyone, please be kindly seated. There's a vote of thanks. There's a vote of thanks. Please be kindly
Thank
seated.
you for settling down again. Good afternoon,
There's a vote
everybody.
of thanks. Please sit.
Honorable Deputy Chief Minister Sri Kanakvardhan Singh Dev sir, respected Principal Secretary Sri Vishal Kumar Dev sir, Mr. Perry Noel, Senior Advisor, Tony Blair Institute, Mr. Devidat Tripathi, Financial Advisor, Energy Department, members of the media, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is my privilege to deliver the vote of thanks at this curtain raiser of Global Energy Leaders Summit 2025. At the outset, I extend our heartfelt gratitude to our Honorable Deputy Chief Minister, sir, for his inspiring address. Sir, your visionary leadership, clear articulation on Odisha's energy vision, and unwavering commitment to the reforms gives us great confidence as we move into a new era of growth and innovation. I also convey my sincere thanks to Sri Vishal Kumar Dev sir, Principal Secretary Energy, for providing a comprehensive and forward-looking overview of GELS. Sir, your leadership continues to shape the state's energy roadmap with clarity and purpose. A special word of thanks to Mr. Perry Noel for sharing rich global practices. His insights remind us that Odisha's energy transition is part of a broader global movement where collective learning and international cooperation are actually indispensable. Mr. Noel actually mentioned about the fact that Odisha is the first state to have a comprehensive climate change action plan. Let me also mention here that Odisha is also the first state to bring out a climate budget. first state to bring out that. I would also like to thank our media colleagues for their active engagement. Your thoughtful understanding and questions and responsible reporting help strengthen public understanding and create wider awareness of the state's vision. To the dedicated organizing team across the Energy Department and all partner institutions, they have been working hard to make it a real success. Ladies and gentlemen, today's curtain raiser is more than a formal beginning. It signals Odisha's readiness to take bold steps in shaping a sustainable, secure, and future-ready energy ecosystem. Collaboration and commitment from all stakeholders will be crucial as we move forward. On behalf of Energy Department, I thank each one of you for your presence, participation, and encouragement. We look forward to welcoming you again at the Global Energy Leaders Summit with renewed enthusiasm. Thank you all.
Requesting all media guests to please proceed for lunch.